welcome to True Projects. In this video, we are going to discuss about the project which is IPFS based file storage access control and authentication model for secure data transfer using blockchain technique. So before getting into the execution, first let's understand what is the project about. Traditionally, file storage systems they were typically relied on the centralized servers where files are stored and accessed from a single location. And access control in these systems is managed through server based permissions and authentication mechanisms. And security is usually enforced through encryption algorithms like AES and RSA. But these centralized servers, they had several issues. The first issue is single point of failure. That is, if the central server is compromised, all the stored data is at risk. The next issue is scalability issue. Centralized servers they can struggle to handle large amount of data or high traffic. The next issue is limited transparency. So users have to trust the central authority for data security and integrity. So this project aims to overcome these limitations of traditional file storage system by developing a decentralized file storage solution using IPFS blockchain technology. That is, we are using IPFS and blockchain technology. Specifically, we are leveraging Ethereum's blockchain technology. So we are leveraging Ethereum's blockchain technology and IPFS is interplanetary file system. So this project enables users to upload files with specified access permissions. One is private and the other one is public. So public files are freely downloadable by anyone, while private files they require the owner's permission for access, which can be granted as read or downloaded. Additionally, this system enhances the security and performance by implementing CHA-20 encryption algorithm, which provides a faster and more secure alternative to traditional encryption methods. So, through the use of smart contracts, users can directly interact with the file owners to request access to private files, thereby eliminating the need for intermediaries. So, this decentralized approach enhances security and trust as permissions and interactions are managed transparently on the blockchain. And Ganesh, it provides the user friendly interface for managing and visualizing Ethereum's blockchain activities. So, what is this blockchain? Blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger that records the transactions across network of computers. Each transaction is grouped into a block which is linked to the previous block, forming a chain. So this chain is immutable and transparent, meaning that once a transaction is recorded, it cannot be altered and it is visible to the all participants. Blockchain technology ensures security through cryptographic hashing and consensus mechanisms, allowing for trustless and tamper proof record keeping in various applications from cryptocurrencies to supply chain management. Moving on to the next concept, which is Charger 20. Before that, we have to know what is encryption. So encryption, it is crucial aspect of data security as it ensures that sensitive information remains confidential and it is also protected from the unauthorized access. So by encrypting the data, plain text information is transferred into a ciphertext, which can only be decrypted back into its original form by authorized parties who possess the decryption key. So this process provides a layer of security which makes it extremely difficult for unauthorized individuals or the malicious actors to decipher and access the encrypted data. So in this project, we have utilized encryption algorithm that is CHA-20. So before storing the files on IPFS, it enhances the security of the stored data. So without encryption, files stored on IPFS, it could be vulnerable to unauthorized access or tampering, especially in decentralized environment where traditional centralized security measures may be lacking. So by encrypting files with the Charger 20, the project ensures that even if unauthorized users gain access to the stored files, they cannot decipher their contents without the decryption key. So this strengthens the data security and maintains the confidentiality and aligns with the project's goal of the providing a secure file storage solution on decentralized network like IPFS. Moving on, we have used Ganache in this project. So Ganache, it is a user-friendly interface designed for Ethereum blockchain activities. And it displays relevant information such as accounts, transactions, and smart contracts, and makes it easier to analyze blocks and access data stored in the local blockchain. So this includes records or files, users, system specifies, and interactions between users and file owners, ensuring a clear and accessible way to manage files access, and permissions. Moving on to the MetaMask. So we have used MetaMask, which serves as the both Ethereum wallet and browser extension, which provides users with a convenient way to manage cryptocurrencies and access decentralized applications. So in this project, MetaMask is utilized for secure Ethereum transactions, which allows users to send and receive ETH in a transparent manner. And it ensures efficient, secure transactions by seamlessly deducting ETH from the user's wallet when required. And it enhances the overall usability and the security of the project's Ethereum based functionalities. So, furthermore, to implement this project, we need software and hardware requirements. So, coming to software requirements, we need Python ideally of 3.7.0 version, Node.js, Visual Studio Community version, Ganache, MetaMask, and Chrome extension. So, coming to the backend languages used, we have used Python, JavaScript, Solidity. And coming to the hardware requirements, we need processor of i5 and above, RAM of 8 GB and above, ROM of 20 GB and above, and front-end languages used are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap 4. And coming to the framework, it is Django. So this is all about the project. Now let's execute it. To execute, we need to open the code folder which contains source code files. So open the code folder. So these are the source code files in the code folder of a project. Let's understand each of them. How will they be used in the project? So coming to this file storage folder, inside this folder, there are Python code files that are intended to be dynamically loaded into the project code during runtime. And here we have file storage app folder. So this folder comprises of three different folders. One is static folder, templates folder, and also we have Python code files in it. So coming to static folder, it will contain files related to CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap files. So these files, they contribute to the visual and interactive aspects of the application. Moving to the templates folder, within this folder, we will find all the HTML pages used throughout the project. And it includes pages like index.html, home.html, and more, representing various sections of the website. And moving to Python code files, those will be executed during the runtime of the application, which supports the project's functionality. And this is the database file, and this is the IPFS file, which is used for storing the images and the files. And this is the manage.py file. It is a command line utility that comes with the Django, and it provides various commands for managing Django projects. And it includes tasks like running the development server, creating the database tables, applying migrations, and more. And this is the run.bat file. Instead of executing the project through command line interface, we have created this Windows bat file. We have to double click on this to start the Django application. The next file we have is Solidity code, and this is a contract file. It handles data structures, functions, and events with the modifiers for validation. And this is the bat file for starting the IPFS server. So to execute the project, we need to host a server of blockchain. For that, open the Ganache. So server is hosted. Now get back to the application, sorry, code folder. Now we need to start the IPFS server. For that, double click on the start IPFS server link. So IPFS server is started. Now get back to the code folder, double click on this run.bat file. So here we can observe that manage.py file is compiled. And the Django framework has hosted the application at the default address, which is the local host and the port. Now copy this local link provided by the framework and paste it in any web browser. So I've copied the link. I prefer Google Chrome, so I'll paste it in any web browser. Paste the link here at the end, type index.html. Now click on enter. I have entered the wrong spelling, so it is INDEX. So now click on enter. So this is the web page of the project, which is displayed in the browser, and this is developed using Django framework. So here in the homepage, we can see there are two different links. One is user login here link and the other one is new user sign up here link. So to send the data through this application, so first the user has to sign up and then he has to log in and then he can send the data. So first click on new user sign up here link. And here we need to enter all the details of the users. So now we will register two users so that one will be sending the files and the other one will be receiving those files. So the username would be Ramesh. And here we need to give the password, provide the contact number, gender, mail ID, and give the address. And now click on submit. So here we can observe that sign up process of the Ramesh is completed and the record is saved in the blockchain. Now we will see how this record is saved in the blockchain. For that, we have to open the Ganache. So the users Ramesh details are saved in the block number 7, and here are the time details at when that particular block is stored. So here we can observe that it is stored at 354. And if you open this block 7, here we have block hash of block 7 and here we have transaction hash. If we click on this transaction hash, we get the sender address, to contract address, gas used, gas price, gas limit and the transaction data. Similarly, we have for all the other blocks also. Now minimize this. Now we will register as the Kiran. So give the username Kiran, give the password, give the contact number, select the gender, give the mail address and give the address. Now click on submit. So here also we can observe that user Kiran has signed up successfully and record is saved in the blockchain. Now we will see these details how they are stored in the blockchain. For that, open the Ganache. So here we can observe that new block 8 is created where the Kiran's details are stored. So if you open the block 8, here there is block hash and transaction hash for the block number 8. So if you click on transaction hash, we can observe sender address, to contract address, gas used, gas price, gas limit, and the transaction data. So similarly, we will have for all other blocks also. By using all these blocks, we can retrieve the information. Get back to the application. Now we will see the deductions of the ETH price with each transaction. For that, we have to open the MetaMask, which is the Chrome extension. So here in the MetaMask, we can see that I have balance of 99.9967 of ETH in my MetaMask wallet. And this represents the deducted amount after the recent transaction. So in the blockchain transaction, it refers to the action or the operation that are recorded on the blockchain ledger. Now get back to the application. Now we will log in as the user Ramesh to send the files. So click on user login here link. And here we need to provide the username and the password of user Ramesh. Give the password. Now click on login. So here we can observe that the user Ramesh has logged in successfully. And here we can see various links. One is share secure data, view shared messages, view request, communication overhead graph. So first the user has to share the information. For that, we need to click on share secure data. So click on that. So here we need to fill all these details. So now we will be sharing two different kinds of files. For one file, we will give the access of private and the other one for public. If we give access for private, the user he has to request for that file and then we will be, that is the user Ramesh, he will be granting the access whether to read or download. And if we give the access public, directly the other user, suppose we have logged in as two users, one is Ramesh and the other one is Kiran. So Kiran, he can directly download without any request. And if he has to read the files which has private access, he has to give request, then Ramesh will grant the request. So first we will give the message name. So the message would be stock news. And here we need to choose the file for sharing. So click on choose file. And we'll be sharing this file. So click on open. And here we can observe that file is loaded. And here we need to give the access control. So the access control would be private. Now click on submit. And here we can observe that shared data is saved in the blockchain, and here is the below hash code for the file which is saved in the IPFS. And this is the encryption time of the proposed encryption technique, and this is for the extension encryption technique. Now we will share the file by giving the access as public. So the message would be educational news. And here we need to choose file. So we'll be choosing this file. Click on open and give the access as public. Now click on submit. So this file is also saved in the blockchain, and this is the hash code for the file which is saved in the IPFS. Now we will view the shared files. So click on view shared messages. So here is the data owner name who has shared the message, and this is the shared message. And this is the IPFS file address, that is the hash code of the shared file. And here we have the shared date and time, and here we have the file name which is shared. And here we have access control, that is private or public. And here we have download file link in the last column. So if we click on this download file link, we can directly download the file. Now we will click on view request to see who has requested for reading or downloading those files. So click on view request. So here we can see that there are no requests. So we will log out and log in as the other user and request for the file. So click on log out. Now click on user login here and give the username and the password. Now click on login. So the user Kiran has logged in successfully. So now the user Kiran, if he has to see the shared messages, he need to click on this view shared messages. So click on view shared messages. And here he can see two messages are shared. One is stock news and the other one is educational news. Now let's see the access for that. So here we can observe that for the first file, access is private, and for the other file, it is public. So first we will download the file which has the access of public. So click on download file. Before that, for the file which has the access private, here in the download file column, we can see send request. So for public, we have directly download. So click on download for downloading the file which has public access. So here we can see that the file is downloaded. Now let us request for the file which has private access. So click on send request. And here we can observe that request is sent to the owner Ramesh who has shared the file. Now log out and log in as Ramesh. Click on user login here, provide the username and the password of Ramesh. And now click on login. And here we need to click on view request to see the request which is sent by Kiran. So click on view request. So here we can observe that there is a request from the user Kiran. And this is the file name for which he has requested. And here we have two kinds of permissions. One is for reading the message which he has shared and for downloading. First, let us grant the permission as read. So click on read. Now log out, log in as Kiran. Click on login. And now click on view shared messages. So here for the stock news file, that is for the stock news shared message, here we have the permission to read the file. So here we can observe in the last column that read file. So if you click on that, we can read the file. So click on that. So this is the message that he has shared. And this is in the encrypted format. Now log out. And now we will log in as Ramesh and share one more file and give the private access. So click on user login here, provide the username. Click on share secure data. And here we will provide the message. Click on choose file to upload the file. So I'm uploading this file. Now click on open and give the access as private. Now click on submit. So the data is saved in the blockchain and this is the hash code for that. Now we will log out and log in as Kiran and request for the permission. So click on log out. Click on view shared messages. So this is the message which is recently shared. And here we need to click on send request so that the request will be sent to the user Ramesh. So click on send request. And the request is sent to the owner Ramesh. So now we will log in as Ramesh. So click on log out. Click on user login. Click on view request. And here we can see that there is request from the user Kiran. And this is the file name for which he is requesting. As of now, we have granted him to read only the file. Now we will give the permission to download. So click on download. So here we can observe that for this particular file, request has been granted to download for the Kiran. So now log out and log in as Kiran to download the file. Now click on view shared messages. And here we have requested for entertainment news. So scroll to right side and here we can see that he has given permission to download the file. So if we click on download file in the download file column, we can download the file. So click on that. Here we can observe that the file is downloaded. Now click on communication overhead graph. So here in this graph on x-axis, we have different encryption techniques names, and on y-axis, we have computation time. This is the ABE encryption technique. This is the proposed encryption technique, and this is the extension encryption technique, which is CHA. So among all the encryption techniques, we can observe that the extension's computation time is less. So now close this. Now click on logout. So by using this application, users, they can securely transfer the data because IPFS has been used in this project for secure access control, and also blockchain technique is also used.
Thank you for watching video. For more projects, please visit our website www.trueprojects.in. For updates on latest project videos, please visit True Projects YouTube channel and subscribe.